African mythology is going to be the biggest change to entertainment in decades. In the same way Afrobeats changed the musical landscape, storytelling from Africa is going to change the way we think about entertainment. And when you see what they are producing in Africa, you're going to have a hard time going back to the junk they put out in Hollywood. Storytelling in the Western world is boring. In the Western world, there are 6 story archetypes. That's it. Essentially, every book or movie from the Western world falls into one of these categories. So every story is very predictable, and within the first few minutes of a Western movie or book, you can predict the entire plot with a great deal of accuracy. But this doesn't happen in African storytelling. In African storytelling, I have counted over 20 story archetypes, and I'm probably missing half of them. And there aren't any cliches or weird agendas being pushed down the audience's throat either. Now, even though the Western world produces movies and books about Africa, almost all of them have been filtered through the lens of Western storytelling. So what you're left with are Western stories with African characters, where you could substitute all the African characters out with Europeans or Asians, and it would be the same exact experience. But there are African publishers that are eschewing the traditional Western storytelling methodology and giving a true African storytelling experience, in the same way that Japanese comic books exposed the Western world to stories they never heard before. The same storytelling revolution is coming out of Nigeria, and it's coming from a source you might not expect: comic books from Africa. One of these comic book series is called The Crusaders, and it was conceptualized, developed, and produced in West Africa with no Western influence. It follows the story of a group of adventurers who are retrieving stolen artifacts from Africa. But unlike a predictable Indiana Jones story, there are subtle nuances to the plot. Were the adventurers right to retrieve the stolen artifacts? Will they succumb to greed? Could their noble mission end up destroying Africa and themselves? This story will have you questioning who you should root for, and it's going to be a lot more entertaining because it hasn't gone through a Western focus group before being published. And look at this quality and beautiful artwork. It's just nice to look at. And what's cool is that The Crusaders references historical stories and kingdoms that you might not know about even if you're from Africa. So if you're interested, the first issue is available on Amazon. The main writer is Aramose, who has a fantastic channel on social media that you should follow under the username The Merc. I don't think you should buy this comic book series just because it's from Africa, but rather it's a really good story. And as African storytelling becomes more mainstream, we're all going to be treated to significantly better entertainment. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you read any African mythology? What were your thoughts? Do you feel the unpredictability of African storytelling is going to become mainstream, or will audiences want to stick to the tried and true Western plots? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video after reading episode 2, which is going to be coming out soon. Take care, guys.